we're gonna be turning on the closed caption. So if everybody could see on the bottom of their panel, if you see the record button and there's a reaction button right in the middle is a closed caption button. At the closed caption button, I would go into that and you click on show subtitle. Did we all do that? So the reason why we have the show subtitle button is that we will be flashing the time for the presentations at 1 minute, and then we're presenting at 30 seconds. We're gonna send something through now so you could see it. And if you can't see it, let us know. So we just put a testing caption on. Can everybody see it? If the ones who can't see it, you could just unmute and then you could just scream and then we'll know. But basically, the closed caption button will be the indicator for your timing. So for people who just joined us and for the judges, welcome. We're going to actually explain a bit before we start. So we have 3 more minutes before it officially begins. Everybody's going to have 5 minutes for the presentation. Again, 1 minute and 30 seconds will be flashed on the screen. Afterwards, judges, you will have 3 minutes for Q&A. We could use up the entire time, or we could not use up the 3 minutes. But if you were to exceed the 3 minutes, I would give you a warning that this will be the last question, and then that would be the final question. So if we could keep the answers short, and again, for the judges, we hope that we could share the questions as well. So one thing that we've noticed in a past event was that the first time they were asking questions, the one judge asked 5 questions in a row. We hope that the judges could share and understand that there is only 3 minutes for Q&A. You could ask a first question and a follow-up question, as long as the follow-up question is a quick clarification of the first question. So then we would share among the judges so they could ask. Does anybody have any questions before we begin in 2 minutes? Another thing is that this event will be recorded and it will be replayed. So we're going to be starting in 2 minutes. If anybody needs to run to the restroom or do anything, I suggest you do it now. As a gentle reminder before we begin, one thing is if anybody just joined for the startups, please put your startup company first with a hyphen and your name. In the event that someone did not show for the event, we will be escalating the time of the next person presenting and we will announce that. Hey guys, we're going to begin right now. First of all, congratulations everyone for making it to the South Korean national finals of the Entrepreneurship World Cup. So good evening, good afternoon to some of the judges, the TGELF team, as well as the startups themselves. And welcome to the Entrepreneurship World Cup South Korea National Finals. Our national organizer is Jumpstart. Our partner in Korea is CH and Media Company. So, the Entrepreneurship World Cup is the world's largest and most diverse pitch competition and support program for the next generation of entrepreneurs, bringing together startups of all stages around the world. Since launching in 2019, EWC has supported more than 300,000 participants from 200 countries and awarded $2 million in cash prizes. $1 million in cash prizes will be up for grabs at the EWC Global Finals in November. The top 100 finalists will have access to $75 million of in-kind services and support, including from service providers like AWS, Segment, Brex, HubSpot, and more. EWC is more than just a pitch competition. With a chance at life-changing prizes, every entrepreneur who enters has immediate access to free training materials from experienced mentors and $25,000 worth of perks from dozens of partners like Zoom, Amazon Web Services, and Shopify. Global Finals will take place in November 2021. The Entrepreneurship World Cup is an initiative of the MISC Global Forum, Global Entrepreneurship Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. Now, I would like to invite Rohan from the Global Education and Leadership Foundation for a quick address.
Thank you so much, James. It's a pleasure to be here. First and foremost, good afternoon to our esteemed jury members. I know, thank you so much for freeing up your schedules and making it here with us. I also want to thank the startups and all the very best to every one of you. And lastly, the audiences, everybody who's watching this, we're sort of glad to have you here. Lastly, I also wanted to thank Jumpstart. I know this entire event has been put together by them, and there's a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into the back end of putting together these events. And I just really wanted to give a shout out to Jumpstart in having been an esteemed partner. And frankly, they've done a fantastic job, and thank you so much. I'm Rohan from the Global Education and Leadership Foundations, one of the global hosts of the Entrepreneurship World Cup. We've been involved in the Entrepreneurship World Cup and its generation and its genesis right from its early years in 2019, and have really come to accumulate a massive entrepreneurial ecosystem in having brought together over 300,000 startups and entrepreneurs from about 200 countries. For us at TGELF, supporting entrepreneurship and innovation has always been one of the core areas of focus. It's really been one of the areas that we've been extremely passionate about and are areas of extreme importance, and Entrepreneurship World Cup has really been the accumulation and the culmination of all those years of expertise and experience that we've been putting together in this sort of area. As James mentioned, EWC has been providing its efficiency as a global platform to providing startups with a chance to achieve international scale, networking opportunities, global support, as well as a wide spectrum of prizes, rewards, and perks since the initial stages of the competition. Yet again, I'd like to take this moment to thank the esteemed jury and Jumpstart again, and all the very best to the startups. Thank you very much for your time, and extremely excited to have a fantastic event. Thank you so much, James. Over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Rohan, for your address. So before we begin, I would like to tell you a little bit about Jumpstart. My name is James Kwan. I'm the executive chairman of Jumpstart here based in Hong Kong. We're innovation as a service company, and we're most well known for our media. So we have the largest English print media focusing on startup innovation in Asia. We also have one of the most visited innovation sites here in Hong Kong. We are also partners to 125 global innovation events. We're part of the South by Southwest Advisory Pitch Board, as well as Hong Kong's only partner to Draper University. We run accelerators. from Hong Kong for 3 different partners. 2 were property and 1 is in manufacturing. And we're going to be launching our lifestyle, fashion, retail, tech accelerator coming up. So in October, we hope to see some applicants from South Korea. What we do is we help businesses build and network within our community. And at the end of the program, we make investments into each of the teams. So we really help teams really scale to different parts outside of their normal geography. And we're really proud to be partners of the Entrepreneurship World Cup. So today we have 3 esteemed jury panel members. We have Kucho Kwan, we have Juan Choi, and we have Andrew Chen. And Kucho is the CEO of Deep Dive Partners. Has previous experience as an associate at PwC, and he's currently at Deep Dive. And prior to that, he was director of Praxis Capital Partners. We have Juan Choi, CEO of CH and Media Group, who's also our supporting partner here in South Korea. So he worked as an analyst at Robust Asset Management, and right now he's a senior, then he moved on as a senior associate at Sarum Holdings. And currently he's CEO of CH Media Group. And we have Andrew Chen, managing partner at Ariane Ventures. He's a lecturer at Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and he teaches about technology and entrepreneurship. He's also a mentor and advisor to numerous startup accelerators in Hong Kong, and he does various volunteer work focusing on the entrepreneurship community. So today we have the South Korean national finals. And before we proceed to our pitches, I'd like to quickly remind everybody about the rules today. So today we're going to have 5-minute pitches, and we're going to have notifications in the closed captioning subtitles. We're going to have it when there's 1 minute remaining and 30 seconds remaining. For teams that just joined, what I do recommend is you rename your name. We would like to have the company name first, followed by your personal name. After the 5-minute pitch, we will have a 3-minute Q&A. And again, there will be notifications in the subtitles. So judges, please be aware of the 3-minute time limit. But again, we're a little bit more flexible for the teams to have the questions asked before the 3 minutes, and the teams will have after that period to answer the questions. So what I do recommend is that everybody keep track of the notifications on your screen so we don't have to interrupt you. At the 5-minute mark, we will cut the audio for the startups, and we'll let you know that you have exceeded the time. So today we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show some of the teams that will be at this event today. We're gonna start with RE Harvest. So if you could just go ahead and put on your screen, we'll begin the competition. Good luck, everybody. And again, congratulations for making it to the Entrepreneurship World Cup finals for South Korea.
I'm going to share my screen now.
Yes, please go ahead and share your screen. So when I name the team, just be prepared to share your screen. And whenever you're ready, you could begin. Your screen is up and I see it. And once you begin, that's when the timing will begin.
Got it. Should I start now, James?
Yes, please.
Hello, hi. My name is Alex Min. I'm the CEO of Reharvest. Every year in Korea, we consume about 52 liters of beer per day annually, and we're the biggest beer consuming country in Asia. And in order to make the beers that we love so much, we produce about 420,000 tons of beer byproducts annually. And given this beer byproducts thrown away, roughly about 1.1 million tons of carbon that's going to be emitted annually, which is equivalent to 240,000 passenger cars emitting carbons annually as well. Now, all the byproducts, half of it actually becomes compost and fertilizer after downcycling, and half of it becomes food waste after paying environmental penalty. $28 million annually. This is how much we pay annually as a beer producers to get rid of beer byproducts. And if you think about the byproducts, it has been taking what is necessary to make beer it is still highly nutritious food. As a first project at Reharvest, we're upcycling beer byproducts and we are turning it into an alternative flour called Renogy flour. Now, in order to make the Renogy flour that we made so far, we spent about 110 tons of beer byproducts, and through 240 trials, we were able to patent our first food upcycling equipment process in Korea as well. Now, as a quick overview, our beer byproducts go through cleaning, drying, milling, and it becomes alternative flour called Renogy flour. And we don't just simply replace white flour. In comparison to white flour, our Renogy flour has roughly about 30% less calories, no sugar, 2 times more protein, and 21 times more fiber. Now, since we're getting the byproducts for free, our cost competitiveness is actually higher than the regular white flour milling companies as well. We also provide a very realistic solution to the ESG trend. We have partnered up with Korea's biggest beer company called OB Beer, and we have launched Korea's very first food upcycling product in collaboration with OB Beer. And we sold about $20,000 in just about 3 days, and we upcycled about 2,200 kilograms of byproducts. Now, given the track record, we're currently partnered up with Cheesecake Factory, 9 Block, Dirty Trunk, and many other companies such as CJ to come up with beer cake, beer bread, beer pasta, beer noodle, and so much more. In 2020, we record about $50,000 in revenue. And this year, as a second quarter, we have surpassed last year's total revenue, and we are growing very, very fast. And up until now, we have upcycled about 120 tons of beer byproducts. We're currently focused on beer, but in the future, we're going to upcycle soju, makgeolli, sesame oil, and other byproducts as well. And by expanding the byproducts, we're going to target about $20 million in revenue by 2022. And in partnership with the OB Beer, their mother company is AB InBev, which owns about 30% of a global food beer market share. We're going to go global, and we're targeting $50 million in revenue by 2023. And by 2023, in terms of social impact, we're going to upcycle 120,000 tons of byproducts per year, which is equivalent to saving 310,000 tons of carbon annually as well. And put it in an easier term, we're going to make about 725 central parks, in order to save the carbon that we're going to save by 2023. At Reharvest, we're composed of the teams that has more than 10 plus experiences in product strategy, product development, management, and also business development as well. Reharvest, we're going to reharvest all the byproducts, and through upcycling, we're going to create a sustainable circular economy within F&B industry as well. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Alex. We could go ahead, and the judges, please go ahead and you can start your Q&A.
Right. So it was a great pitch. I love the idea, love the execution so far. Just wanted to ask you one thing. Are there any competitors in your specific industry? And if there is one, what would be the strengths of Reharvest compared to those companies?
As of right now, there is no competitors in Korea at the moment, but at a global scale, there are many food upcyclers throughout Europe and North America. Now, in terms of technology, we're very differentiated, as we have implemented very high-tech technology to enable our upcycling process. So our technology and process will be one key differentiating factor, as well as our big brand partnership with AB InBev. And right now in Korea, we're currently working with CJ to upcycle other byproducts as well. So big brand partnership will be second differentiating factors between our competitors.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Alex. I'm wondering, with regards to the scale you're working at right now, how do you convince the companies that you're working with to basically scale up the operations, or is it really a bottleneck on your side? And then on top of it, once the scale gets to very large numbers, what stops them from doing it themselves as well? So I think that's the question that I've been getting quite often. So
for example, I think for a beer companies to upcycle their own byproducts and turn it into end product, there's going to be a lot of investment at a value chain side. So that's why a lot of companies would rather work with us and create the market. And with the with in terms of scaling up, we're going to set up our first factory in about 6 months, and we're going to have some scales to upcycle the byproducts as well, Andrew. I hope that answers your questions.
Thank you.
Great. So if there's no more questions, we could go on into our next. If any judges have any more questions, please come in. We have a few seconds left. If not, we'll move into the next presentation. Thank you. And judges, please go ahead and go inside and score. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you, Alex. So the next team, Todak. Todak, whenever you're ready. I think you can start presenting. I see your screen.
Yeah.
But I see another speaker. Yes, now I see you, which is great. Whenever you begin, you have 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm ready. Hello, my name is Abraham Kyushik-min, CEO and founder of Todak. We provide price competitive and technologically improved cochlear implants for all. Cochlear implant is a surgically implanted electronic medical device for people with severe hearing loss. It restores sense of sound by delivering electrical stimulation to hearing nerves in inner ear. There are 466 million people who are suffering from hearing loss, and the number is increasing. The total cochlear implant market size is $2 billion, but it is mainly in the developed countries and only represents 10% of the total population of people with severe hearing loss. Annually, about 60 to 70,000 units of cochlear implants are being sold worldwide, but another 100,000 babies are born with congenital hearing loss and grow up without any rehabilitation with cochlear implant. There are 15 million people with severe hearing loss whose hearing can be restored by cochlear implant. But imagine that you are parents of a child with congenital hearing loss and you are living in one of the developed countries. There are little way to overcome your child's hearing loss because the cost of the cochlear implant is too high and cochlear implant supply is not enough for current demand. The main problem in this industry lies in price. A single set of device costs more than $20,000. We realize technologically improved and price comparative cochlear implant. Currently, CI users should pay more than $70,000 for buying and maintaining the cochlear implant for their lifetime. But we can reduce lifetime personal expenses as much as $50. The current market depends on manual manufacturing process, which takes longer and costs more due to high technology. Moreover, the lack of innovation and monopoly in the current market limit price competitiveness and availability. Todak Technology introduces a new innovative cochlear implant with our automated modular fabrication process, which costs, which costs only 10% of the existing manufacturing process. The new automated production process allows us to add 32 channel electrodes instead of 22, which contributes to improved hearing performance. We proudly introduced Sullivan, a revolutionary cochlear implant technology which microfabrication process based on neural interfaces and the highest level of platform technology. We have an implantable hermetic package platform with high efficient power signal transmission and nerve stimulation circuit along with the high quality electrodes. Sullivan has a smaller package platform which makes the operation easy, and our 32-channel electrode array has at most 100% more electrical contact and wires than our competitors. This delivers more sound information to the brain, and the material structure of the electrode array and wires are still surgically flexible to be inserted fully in the cochlea. Despite the disruptive technology, we use biologically safe materials and process, which allow us our devices to be very price competitive and commercially feasible. We plan to target two different markets, the reimbursed market with our premium devices with 32 electrodes and the tender market with conventional level devices with 16 electrodes. After prevailing in domestic market by 2022, Todak will expand its marketing territory to North America and Europe from 2023. We will be the second to none in the field of cochlear implant and will be the top-tier innovative electroceutical company which has full lineup including brain-machine interface. We filed 56 patents pending domestically and internationally and published more than 12 international journal publications on implantable neural interfaces. We have already received Series A investment in the South Korea and secured 10 million US dollars from investment and government R&D grants. We got KGMP audit and you're doing supplementation for Class 3 implantable device. Our first cochlear implant will be released in South Korea from early in next year. Todak is a team of field experts who have accumulated 100 years or more experiences in cochlear implant research and clinical backgrounds. Join us to give back beauty of the world, sound, vision, and sense to those in need in every continent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Judges, we're going to go into the jury members and we're going to go to the Q&A.
Right. So to start off with a question directly, I think tech-wise, your company is quite impressive in that area specifically. But I do know, especially the hearing supportive like devices like these ones, it does take a whole lot more than just technology. So I want to know what kind of methods that you have developed in-house to approach the market to more of the commercialized side.
Yeah, actually, the current market is biased to the developed countries, and because of the costs, and most of the market is very well has very good government insurance, but some of the market in developed countries there are no government insurance, and most of them distribute the cochlear implant to the poor people in the form of tender. So, but the current cochlear implant companies supplying their cochlear implant to the developed countries in the tender market in the form of donation. So they cannot very good revenue in the tender market, but our technology enables us to make the cochlear implant very cheaper than our competitors. So we and moreover, we are making the cochlear implant electrode array using our own and one and only fabrication process using microfabrication process. So we can reduce the cost of the cochlear implant 1/4 of the current cost. So we are aiming the reimbursed market with our premium devices with high quality and high performance devices, and we are going to the tender market using our conventional level devices with 16 electrodes. So using for reimbursed market, we are planning to make a open innovation with a big pharma company or big big medical device company like Medtronic or Johnson & Johnson. And for the tender market, we are planning to get we will apply the tender application for the India or Vietnam and so on.
Just to go along with that question, so did you have a contact or are you in discussion with those big pharmas? And also, do you have any specific networks regarding the developing market?
Yeah, we already have several NDAs and research partnerships with the clinics and hospitals in the United States, and moreover, we have clinical network in the developed countries, and as well as the developing countries in like India, Turkey, and Philippines.
Okay,
I'll
thank you.
allow one more question. Does anybody, any other judges, since we only have one judge, any other judges with questions?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what your gross margins look like compared to your competitors. And then on top of that, what's the typical breakdown of the costs actually? And I guess that similar to the question prior from the other judge.
As far as I know, the most expensive part of the device is the electrode array. It's yeah, they are making the electrode array using the manual handling, totally handmade device. But but using our process, we can. The process is inspired by the semiconductor fabrication process and the micro laser structuring. We can, yeah, we can make the electrode array at the 1/10 of the cost of conventional devices. So we can reduce the manufacturing cost as low as half of the conventional cost of the cochlear implant. So that's the main point of our devices, and we will reduce the sound processor cost, so the user so that the users can change and upgrade the sound processors as whenever they want.
How does that impact the net margin for a company typically? Like, again, like, is this actually a very small fraction compared to some of the other costs, including getting the trials and basically the marketing costs and the sales distribution?
Yeah, there are only 6 companies out there, and their manufacturing cost is about, as far as I know, 30%, and the 50% is about their marketing cost, and their yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay, we're gonna have to conclude here. So we went over the time, but thank you so much, judges, for your questions. Please go ahead and grade and score this company, Todak. Thank you so much for your presentation. Our next
thank you.
company coming on board is Coconut Silo. So Coconut Silo, please go ahead and put on the deck.
Yep. So can you see my screen well?
Yep, I can see your screen and I can hear you much better now as well.
Okay, I'll begin. Hi, I'm Tony An, CEO of Coconut Silo, and we are an AI deep tech company solving problems in various markets, especially in logistics and commercial vehicle field via innovative ways. So it's such an honor to stand here and speak and explain about us in Entrepreneurship World Cup South Korea national final. So we are a platform provider solving, connecting all types of players in the logistics market into a single place, and we'll provide solution that helps shippers to move their cargoes faster, cheaper, and greener. So as you know, logistics industry is one of the slowest industry that is turning into digital. So as a result, 76% of the globe has a logistics problem. And moreover, users are still suffering because of all communication methods like emails and phone calls, and they're still working manually with a bunch of paperwork in front of their desks. And drivers are waiting for the next cargo location on the road, and they are wasting their time more than 2 hours a day. So as mentioned, to solve these problems, we've developed a one-stop total logistics solution, and we connect all types of players in the local market into a single place. So it's the only platform for all types of players. So shippers can move their cargoes even if they don't own their own truck, and they can track their resources no matter where and when they are, and they can take actions remotely during the transit, which could be a perfect solution for both COVID and post-COVID-19 era. And moreover, we also provide high level of technological features like auto price suggestion and dynamic routing systems, real-time logistics history analysis. And for auto price suggestion, we make analysis of 27 factors that affect the price of the cargo, and we automatically suggest appropriate price for the registered cargo so that users, B2B users, which are carriers and shippers, do not need to struggle with each other to find out appropriate price. And about dynamic routing systems, I'll explain this feature at the next slide. And we make analysis of logistics history that users have made via real time, and we connect targeted third-party programs like insurance, fueling, and maintenance so that users can decrease their fixed cost expenditure. Yeah, so to explain further about our dynamic routing systems, we visualize the real-time loading status of both container and vehicle itself, and we match cargoes into 3D axis, which will be showed in XYZ axis, and we make analysis of loading conditions of multiple cargoes, and we calculate mixed load possibility, and we set the routes dynamically and determine and match additional cargoes so that drivers can move multiple cargoes in a single transit procedure, and they can get on order on their way back to their garage, which will evoke them to decrease their time for moving cargoes. So by using our solution, users can save 2 hours a day and earn 25% more money and get more orders by 37%. And they can automate most of the logistics procedure based on AI technologies. And they can drive more greener, since we also provide a SaaS platform for carriers so that they can manage both the drivers and trucks and real-time vehicle status. So as you know, like COVID has been made a lot of impact on our daily life. It has also made impact on logistics and supply chain market. Actually, logistics and supply chain market was expected to grow really rapidly due to the growth of demand of moving goods. But however, COVID-19 pandemic evoked the industry itself to grow like little bit compared to the expectation. And like moreover, we are currently working in Vietnam right now, and we are targeting Korean manufacturers in Vietnam who occupy 35% of Vietnam's whole GDP and 70% of those companies located in southern Vietnam. And it's about the total addressable market that we target. And we are, as mentioned, we are currently targeting Korean manufacturers in Vietnam, and we'll gradually expand our target market to manufacturers in both Vietnam and Cambodia. And eventually we'll expand our target market to manufacturers in the entire Indochina Peninsula so that we can link all the countries in the Indochina Peninsula into a single platform. So it's about our business model. Our business model is really simple, freemium plan. It is totally free for all type of users to join our platform, but we charge carriers based on their company size. So it's our financial status. We've made $1 million revenue until this year, June. And we are a spun-off company from Hyundai, and with partners like Daimler, Mercedes-Benz, and Fujitsu. And it's how our team looks, and we have 24 members in total. And again, I'm Tony An, CEO of Coconut Silo. Thank you for listening.
Great. Thanks so much, Tony. Great timing. Judges, we could go to Q&A.
Oh, great, Tony. Thank you for the presentation. Just have one simple question.
Uh-huh.
So you told us that it is a company that is spun off from Hyundai Motors, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just wanted to know what your experience is, especially in this specific industry.
Yeah, so actually our founding members has worked in Hyundai's commercial vehicle team, which evoked us to have experiences in both the logistics and commercial vehicle field. And moreover, at the moment when we spun off, we got invested by both Hyundai and Kia, and we do have connections with Hyundai Motor Group's internal connections also.
Mm-hmm. So obviously Vietnam is a huge market when it comes to Korean manufacturers. Do you see yourself expanding to the IT logistics as well?
You mean like, can you clarify what do you mean by IT logistics?
Well, obviously we're talking about Samsung Electronics. Do you think your model can be implied to a little bit more of like, let's say, subtle and more sophisticated products?
Absolutely. Like it's one of our future plans, since we are trying to integrate several more IoT devices so that we can involve into cold chain logistics and other additional logistics services that you've just mentioned.
Okay. I'll ask more if we have more time.
Good. Okay.
Hi, Tony. I'm wondering, what's your strategy with regards to integration of with legacy systems, given a lot of times with this industry, they can be very rudimentary?
I just lost your connection, so can you repeat the question again, please?
Yes, I'm just wondering what your strategy is with regards to basically integrating with a lot of the legacy systems in the logistics industry.
Yeah, so first of all, our strategy towards the legacy market is to, since we already have a local logistics company in Vietnam, and it's the main criteria that we are trying to link all legacy industry, especially in logistics field and kind of ICT digital solutions, so that we can provide higher services and some things like that. And moreover, we also provide kind of integration services for our users in the market so that they can easily transform it and transform themselves into digital, which will be our solution.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Last questions, judges? If not, we're going to be moving on to the next.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And you made it exactly in the 5-minute mark. That's why I found that remarkable. Thank you. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks.
So we have our next presenter, Tuat Corp. So if you actually put that deck on, Tuat Corp. Great. Suwan. You can put it in presentation mode.
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. You can begin anytime.
Yeah. Get start.
Yes, whenever you're ready, you can start.
Hello, my name is Suwon Jo. I'm a founder and CEO of Twat. Twat has been providing the service using AI to help the visually impaired, and now we will apply the blockchain technology to develop the innovative business model. Our service, Sullivan Plus, is an AI-based visual aid voice guidance app. When the visually impaired take a picture with a smartphone, AI recognizes it and announces the result by voice. This app is currently used by 150,000 visually impaired people around the world. Every month, 5 million photos and 1.5 terabytes of data are being uploaded to the cloud. Sullivan Plus provides a variety of information, so it helps the visually impaired a lot in their daily life. However, we have two problems. First, the market size of the visually impaired is too small, and it was too difficult to make a profit business model and to find investors. So our mission is to increase users dramatically, at the same time to find an innovative business model that beyond a simple subscription model. If there is a platform where you can help someone and the help is recorded somewhere, moreover, that kind of records can be used to advance AI technology. Are you willing to join us? So we are creating an innovative platform that creates new value by combining blockchain and AI technology. This is the Sullivan Real Eyes. Sullivan Real Eyes is a platform that records the good deeds of volunteers who help the visually impaired and issues NFTs on the blockchain for them. Besides that, NFTs can be used as AI training data. Primarily, AI and volunteers explain various photos and videos uploaded by visually impaired people. Secondly, that explained information is more refined through the process of verification by other volunteers too. And this last refined image information is stored in blockchain and can be used as AI data. In the end, our business model is a structure that records someone's good deed on the blockchain and rewards participations by issuing NFTs and generating AI data. We aim to produce about 500,000 AI data every month. This is only 10% of what is uploaded to our server. The number alone is enough to become the market dominator. Recently, there are various markets to trade U value, that is the NFT market using blockchain. And as demand for AI technology expands, we need a mess of AI training data. So now we are upgrading to Sullivan Real Eyes, and the next year, Sullivan Real Eyes start to service. The number of users will increase explosively, and the revenue will rise vertically. In this process, we are currently collaborating with Korea companies SKT and the GroundX of Kakao. Through these collaborations, we are able to assess the market faster, and that makes easy to promote the Sullivan Real Eyes to more people. This is a really amazing, great opportunity for us. 3 years ago, we developed Sullivan Plus app and expanded it globally, and the following achievements have been made. In 2019, we won the APEC Best Award. Last year, received the Korea Science and ICT Minister's Prize, and in this year, received the Korea Prime Minister's Prize. Sullivan Plus app is used in more than 200 countries, and continuously new users are coming through the user create contents in YouTube. These are the co-founders and members of TWAT who have been made these achievements. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your presentation, Soo-Won. Let's go to the judges, 3 minutes Q&A. Judges, you can begin anytime.
Sorry for the mask. I have someone visiting right now. So just to ask you a simple question, how accurate is your current model?
Accurate currency model?
The accuracy of your visual AIs.
Our AI's accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, our service is actually monthly. The visually impaired take photos, 500,000 AI data, 500,000, and volunteers refine that image information is refined it, so it is just 10% is our total uploaded image.
Well, no, my question was when you take a photo, and what are the chances that it correctly recognizes the image?
Correct recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first, AI and volunteers explained the various photos at first, and second, another volunteers, 2 or 3, not exact, but they are attended our service. They are refined it again, so the data is more refined it.
Oh, so it isn't fully automated yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Soo-Won. I'm just wondering, with regards to your competitors, what are the other services out there, and what type of business models do they actually utilize?
Actually, similar services is seeing AI in Microsoft, and another Europe company startup has the similar service too. Similar services. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. I think I don't remember the name, but I believe there's a company in the US where you can call and actually have somebody guide you. So if you're visually impaired, you can then actually call, and then the service would have access to your a camera feed, and then they would describe and sort of guide you along. So what is that company's business model? Is it profitable? And then how does it differ from your business model?
Some startups have this service just to have a simple subscription model, monthly about $3. But at first time we plan to choose subscription model, but our service spread out globally. We received many letters. Very poor countries, students study hard with our service. We think that it is very difficult to pay for $3 per month. So we can find another way. So we are 3 years, we can't find good ways, but nowadays we find NFT market with the groundex of cacao. And moreover, we can use our data, can AI training data. Yes, we think about that.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. That's the end of the questions. The 3 minutes is up. We're going to be going into our next startup. Thank you for your presentation, Suwon. Our
Thank
next
you.
startup is Marine Innovation. Please have your screen and we could proceed to the presentation. So again, Marine Innovation. Can you put this in presentation mode, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Great. It's on presentation mode, and we'll just start the 5 minutes whenever you're ready. So you could start whenever you feel comfortable.
Yes. Hi, great afternoon. I'm Megan, CEO of Marine Innovation. When my CEO started to go plastic free 15 years ago, 8 out of 10 said the American material has made modern life possible. We're not gonna make any money, so why do you want to go that hard way? And right now, COVID-19 pandemic has contributed to increase plastic use to improve safety by food delivery service. Marine Innovation has created 4 values in the innovation of marine: plastic material replacement, climate and food crisis, and design. And this innovation is in action, not the innovation in thinking. Industry leaders are constantly seeking out more sustainable materials, and food-based packaging is becoming more and more common all the time. And starch and PLA are leading biodegradable polymers used in F&B packaging. However, they are not long-term solutions or not the best way to address it. What we look at through is algae, eco-friendly material found in sea. We are switching to eco-friendly, naturally sourced plastic alternatives with natural virgin materials. And this green sustainable material is the solution to cost, material, and even environmental issue. So we have 2 product lines: products made of seaweed extract, which are used in food industry, and products made of byproduct, which is the waste, which can be used as alternatives to wood. Marine Innovation seaweed-based products are not just making green improvements, which are 100% eco-friendly materials, biodegradable in 60 to 90 days to business, but whose actual money-making model is green initiative, sustainable functional solution, and technology innovation. A startup like us winning awards can signal to the world that we have arrived. We believe that awards and recognitions should be an important part of each business and domestic events. We won 6 ministers' prizes. We even received a presidential citation at Marine Day celebration this year. We are selected to receive 2021 World Star Global Packaging Awards and Asia Star 2020 as the best of the best in Asia. Not only that, we are the finalists at Dubai 2022 Expo Dubai. Wood as an eco-friendly material is already smart way to reduce the plastic concerns. When compared to wood, which is the conventional sustainable material, seaweed is the clear winner in terms of energy usage, money, and time saving. In 2021, the resurgence of single-use plastics will continue, and with high consumer demand for heavily packaged products and food. These seaweed-based products are world-changing innovation, especially paper cup development. For example, we are positively impacting the environment in a cost-effective way. Businesses will explore our smarter, more sustainable, and more cost-effective material and discover how this green sustainable material can bring about massive consumption savings to business with innovation, performance, and cost-effectiveness. Mari Innovation considers 4 basic criteria for eco products. Products have to be biodegradable, plant-based, chemical-free in the production, and no toxins from plastic burning. We believe that when it comes to products, that means everything from production to packaging needs to be safe for the environment. We are at commercial level. Customers include large franchises, retailers, and private companies, as well as eco-conscious consumers. Domestically, eco-friendly food packaging container development agreement, consultation on seaweed supply and commercialization, consultation on commercialization of seaweed extraction, and seaweed products, eco-friendly products with Jeju Island. And globally, other major global business partners are also showing interest in our product development and productions, and byproducts and packaging proposals in progressing with Dole Singapore as well. We have been able to spur hope and create a tangible change through uptake of the products since its establishment in 2019. We got funded $1.2 million in total, active participation in domestic and global events. And we signed a total of 54 patents, including applications, PCT, and registrations. Global localizations in Bahrain and Sweden, Vietnam as well. Global business who want to find and implement new sustainable materials and alternatives for their packaging for a more eco-friendly material, and they have recognized our eco-friendly innovation in 2030. Our seaweed-based products will hit sales of $250 million in green industry. Here at Mari Innovation, we are a team of active contributors with the respect for the environment, and our CEO with more than 10 years in developing eco-friendly materials and products with 16 professionals. Currently, we are just starting to work with global businesses from material.
Hi, I'm sorry, time is up. So thank you for your presentation. Time is up, but great. I hope all the judges got the information. We're going to go directly into the 3-minute Q&A for the judges. So please go ahead.
Hi, I think I missed it really quickly, but you mentioned the traction. What is the sales right now? And then what is your current capacity? And the numbers that you quoted, are those actually your current costs? Or is that actually when you increase the volume?
Please make sure you unmute yourself before you answer.
Sorry. Okay. All right. Sorry. Yes. I mean, your question was that, I mean, our sales, I mean, for last year was about 200,000 US dollars. And sorry, but I mean, what was your question again, please?
With the prices that you quoted, is that actually the current prices that you actually cost for manufacturing right now, or is it actually if you increase your volumes?
Okay, all right. Okay, actually that is the increased volume, and we are in the series of, I mean, the round, I mean, series of round A and the series A, and then we are actually, I mean, want to have the in-house productions, and then currently that's about like 30% higher from, I mean, that cost. But when it comes to the mass productions, we believe that, I mean, we can reduce as low as about like, I mean, that current amount. And again, I mean, another question, please.
Yes. So what is the current, basically, I guess, what is the MOQ you need to get that price then?
Okay. I mean, it depends on the products, but I mean, the basic MOQ is 1 million pieces.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what differentiates you from other competitors? Obviously, I mean, you didn't really talk a whole lot about the actual like quality of your products. Just you told us that it costs a little bit lower than the competitors. Just so if you can just elaborate on explaining us what makes you stand out from the group.
Okay, so once again, there are companies making, I mean, products, I mean, out of the seaweed, but once again, that they're using the seaweed extract. But once again, we are reusing the byproducts, which means that, I mean, there are, I mean, in the world that we are the only company using the seaweed byproduct out of the product, I mean, from the seaweed byproduct. That's why we can say that actually in the world that, I mean, so, I mean, there are not too many companies to use the seaweed extract, seaweed byproducts. So that our competitors like Price is that they are using the seaweed extract. That's why the plant itself. That's why the price has to be higher than us. But for us, we are reusing we are collecting the byproducts from the maybe the first industries. That's why we can reduce the price. For the raw materials.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Any last questions? Okay, so we're going to be moving on to our next presentation. Thank you so much for
Thank you
such a
so
wonderful
much.
presentation.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much,
That was
James.
great.
Okay. Thank you.
And we're going to be moving to our next team. Do we have someone from Mate Korea here? Mate Korea?
Yeah, here.
Great. So if you could just go ahead and put up your deck. So I know that you joined a little late, just so you know how it's going to work is that we're going to provide you 5 minutes. And during that 1 minute, if you go down to your slide, if you go to the closed caption, so if you next to the record button, there's a closed caption button. If you enable show subtitle, that at the 1 minute mark will flash 1 minute left. And then at the 30-second mark, we'll flash 30 seconds left. And then when the 5 minutes up, we will stop your mic and I'll let you know that time is up. And then we'll go to a 3-minute Q&A. So thank you so much for joining. And you can present anytime you're ready.
Yeah, can you see that, my screen?
Yeah. Yes, we see the deck. It's very clear and your voice and audio is clear as well. So you could just go ahead whenever you're comfortable. You could begin.
Okay. Yeah, let's start it. Hello guys, this is the Made Korea, the JM. So we want to the best part of the cross-border trade. We were born from that is making easier and faster go to global online market. As for Korean small brands, who is not easy to approach global market. We researched the market, then realized that we couldn't beat Amazon and Taobao. After that, we understood how to move global companies' fund flow, especially more detail our main market in Vietnam and the Southeast Asia. So I have decided no make e-commerces, just ride on the big ship. The 85 billion Korean won in sales, the 7 million transactions, 900 e-commerce linkages, 300 partner brand companies in South Asian market with a 700 million people by 2025. That's our goal. So we make a platform that is provided sellers with easy registration and easy to go to global online market and provide the e-commerces with the many Korean products, make sure no fake products and international delivery. MadeX is ready for 2 ways, one on like platform with BM and one on marketing BM. And MadeX solve the seller's problem and e-commerce problems. It means to satisfy the consumer need. The cheaper price, American global products, and some more things. There are many technologies in our platform, but what I'm more concerned about advertisement and marketing technology in our platform. Also automatic translation and automatic edit pictures technology together. So Vietnamese first messenger Jalo that have e-commerces and Indonesian first B2B e-commerce Raladi. We have been signed about share our future vision and technologies for make better platform. So you guys check that like Jalo and Lalari first. It's these two partners that are really big in success their own ways. I think it means to show you guys our possibility. We took 2 years with the Jalo with this project and then 1.5 years with the Ralari, and it feels like 100 years to me, but not anymore with the. Our future's roadmap is like this. The Vietnamese, Indonesian brands go to, and sellers go to Korea, Russia, and other countries through the MakeX. Also, Russian brands and the other countries' brands go to the same way through the MakeX. So we want to give the chance to go to global market for small brands and the small companies all over the world. That's our team. Our CEO, Mr. Shin, he's from finance guy, but moved to the trade part. He got like 5 years experience for the trade business. And our CTO, Mr. Kong, he's from Alibaba MVP programmer. And CMO is me. I'm from the fashion industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your fine presentation. Why don't we move into the Q&A for the judges? Judges, whenever you're ready, you could go ahead. Judges, any questions? You must have presented really, really well. You answered all the judges' questions, maybe. Perhaps the judges, if you have any questions to understand a little bit more about this project.
I understand your target segment. You mentioned you're targeting some larger companies, but at the same time, you're also mentioning you're targeting some smaller sellers. Could you just clarify the target sort of segment that you're targeting? Is it the large companies or the smaller companies?
For the smaller companies, the Korean brand, like 300,000 Korean cosmetic brands existed in Korea. So we already have 25 companies for our partnership. So we're doing more than that.
So when a lot of these companies, when they start to get larger and then they specialize, I guess, the marketing on the individual platforms, what stops them from then just going directly onto the platform themselves? Or doesn't it make sense for them to eventually sort of switch and then have dedicated resources to some of the platforms?
Sorry, I don't understand it. Sorry.
So when the volumes get larger for some individual platforms, what stops them from eventually switching and dedicating resources to then basically selling directly on a platform versus still using MarketX?
So when they bigger, their sales really good. It was really good for us because when they grow up, they're go to the other market and then we can find the other market for small brands. It's not follow only for big companies.
But I mean, for example, if I am selling a certain product and I'm targeting, say, Vietnam, and I'm selling on one of the e-commerce platforms into Vietnam, initially I might be using an aggregator like yourself. But then once the volumes for, say, Vietnam get large enough, wouldn't it make sense for them to then dedicate selling directly on the platform? And how do you basically deal with, I guess, that?
So we just they escape our platform, and then I try to find the other small brands and small companies in Korea. Every year, going up to just so many companies comes up. So the market is enough to us, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Judges, Kucho, you've been quite quiet. Whenever, I know you're just waiting for the right opportunity. So whenever you have questions.
Okay, thanks, but I don't have any question for this project. Sorry. Thank you.
That's fine. If there's no other questions, we'll move on to the next presentation. Thank you so much for that presentation. I do appreciate that. So we're going to be moving on to the next team. The next team is TuneIt Inc.
It's TuneIt, and can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it. Thank you, Harry. Could you put it on presentation mode?
Sure. Is it okay right now?
Yep, everything is perfect. So we'll just start the timer whenever you start. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'll start. Hi, I'm Harry, CEO and founder of TuneIt. Yes, this is the slide. Most of my career comes from Hyundai Motors as an engineer related to automotive ergonomics, HMI, UI, UX, developing new technologies and new features. In the bottom left picture, you can find a big screen panel, which is quite common these days, but it wasn't 10 years ago. The system and app fully worked, which was 2 years earlier than the Tesla Model S. After several new car projects, I witnessed the very early stage of transition to mobility business, and eventually it led me to spin off. TuneIt is an IoT platform company innovating human-centered living spaces. We started from mobility because the car itself is a moving and connecting space between homes and offices, and we are heading to smart cities. We are focusing on 2 major markets. The first one is the digital key market, which is our very first step. Above 1.3 billion cars, we are looking at a 400 billion market, and Bloomberg and Meritz estimated the market based on mobility data will reach up to 7,000 billion. And are you still carrying your car key in 2021? We are living in an era that almost everything in our pocket is finally becoming an app. A car key is the only thing left. Second question is, how can we gather rich mobility data naturally? Information about a journey, exact driver at that certain time, and the device status. And it should be regardless of brands, types of cars, whether it's a personal owned car or a fleet. So now we proudly introduce digital car key Achaki as the first solution. You can forget about your car key, just take care of your phone. Achaki covers the whole function of an ordinary car key, and it can be shared digitally to a designated person. Achaki covers 99% of cars existing right now. You can also track the location of the car, and the driving history is recorded automatically by each journey. It is very convenient, and you can download the file too. Thanks to our car data collector and wide range telecom module, combination with the digital car key makes fleet management possible. We now serve almost all kinds of mobility services, gathering mobility data, such as rent cars, car sharing system, delivery services, etc. The next solution is the service platform. Based on the user's data, we connect various car carrying services like auto repair, car wash, and etc. And we turn these services into a contactless delivery services so that service companies can increase customer turnover ratio and decreasing waiting time. Our products and technology have 3 distinctive features. First, the product is highly reliable. It satisfies automotive qualifications working through plug and play. This combination feature powers us to have scalability and flexibility. Hyundai does not support iOS yet, but we fully support Android and iOS both. To make wireless connection stable and safe and minimizing phone battery needs, high-level software engineering. On top of that, quadruple security logic is applied. Last, we offer extreme usability prepared for various situations. Valid key is an optional accessory, and we also support legacy rotary keys. We even have a plan to manage radio shadow areas from natural disasters such as fires or earthquakes. Supporting long click, double click, sequential key activities is a patent that we hold. Now let's compare with car makers the digital car key. We don't tag. We cover all new cars and old cars. We can supply at a very low price. It's more suitable for sharing services. We can go global anywhere without negotiating with local telecom companies. Our customers have very high royalty. We sell products in B2C and B2B right now. The portion will be shifted to subscription and commission fees combined with the platform. We are fully prepared to export. Among 12 countries, 30 cars are already finished their test. English version app is ready. Multilingual translation is on the way. Perfect compatibility with iOS is boosting the process in global markets. Basically, the core technology we have is connecting hardware devices with phone apps in severe conditions. Outside construction is a very good example. You can meet digital keys for hotels or Airbnb next year. We started as a spun-off startup from Hyundai Motors at March to 2019. Hyundai, Kia, Ssangyong, Lexus, and Toyota are major car maker customers. Hyundai Mobis, LG Energy Solution, Hyundai Capital, SK Rent Car are auto industry customers also. Besides growth and revenue, I want to emphasize and thank to our 92% customers who use Achaki 4 times every day. When you experience better, you just can't go back to the old days. We have a very strong team to carry out this business. Experts having over than 10 years of experience in each field are in position. Hope to meet you soon in your car, office, and home. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Harry, for your presentation. Judges, do we have any questions for Harry?
I have two questions. If Hyundai holds any share of your company, what is the percentage of the ownership? And the second question would be, if Hyundai is the sole owner or the majority shareholder, how would other competitors feel about your business? Because what you're trying to do is really lucrative for the auto manufacturers as well.
Okay. The truth is, Hyundai is not the major stakeholder. I am the major stakeholder. They started with 25%, but after a few rounds of investments, it dilutes into 18%. So it's now 18%. And the most biggest strength that we have is that we are not dependent on a single car brand. So we deal with all kinds of car brands, and that is our major strength.
Hi, Harry. You quickly ran through the traction slide. I'm wondering what the traction is right now in terms of the revenues.
Tractions. Okay. Well, it's a bit quick. Well, we are now having 25,000 of people using our app and sharing cars. We're in the very early stage of this business and industry, and the growth is becoming fast.
So the 6 million you have right there, that's still a projection and not an actual.
Yes, it was the projection that we started this year, but because of the COVID-19 getting a little bit longer and changes in business, so we're expecting about 3 million this year.
Understood. And then the other thing is, when you were citing the stats on the OEM chart, with only 25% of customers actually wanting the digital keys, I'm wondering what is the resistance point here with consumers?
Well, actually, the percentage of the people buying those cars by the OEMs is a little bit higher than that, but it's still the actual users that are left and using right now, it drops dramatically under 25%. So that was the thing. And even to make it as a compare, they only offer the data by the users monthly using it, but we the 92% of our customers use it by daily. So that's the major difference.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mind if I ask one thing really quick? It's actually regarding to.
Oh, you're muted.
You just muted yourself.
So, sorry about it. So, because like I told you, this is the actually one area that most of the major car manufacturers are quite focused on, as far as I know. And I told you, like, the business is it works. It would be great, but my only concern is these are the kind of data that the car manufacturers want to hold themselves, not share with other companies. So, what is your stance on
that? Yes, that is true, but they just can't stop us doing this kind of thing. So it's possible to anyone who holds this technology. And we wanted to find the very natural way how to get mobility data without the concern of the automotive car makers. So I think we found and suggested the way.
So if one day all of the manufacturers just sort of provide a digital car key, like OEM, just come as it is, wouldn't that be a huge conflict for your company?
There are only few major companies that can offer these kind of features by themselves, because this is not a product, this is a service. Every time your phone gets a new phone or a new phone comes out, they have to develop their app again, and they have to match it. And it is not really possible in the automotive field in their organization and their process. So it has to be a service outside, and we are very faster than the OEM.
Yep, that's the thing. I know that you are a great company, you have great people in there, but the problem is, like I told you, in Germany, for example, BMW, Volkswagen, Daimler, they all put together to make a car sharing company, as you probably have noticed about it. So they do already have those services in-house, also outside of their companies. And if you want to challenge them, what would be the edge that you have?
Okay, that are only a couple of major companies that they can do it by themselves. The reason why we're contacting Sangyong Motors and some other Chinese small electric companies, we are targeting to Mahindra and Tata Motors from India, and also small companies that are in China that produce maybe 200K or 300K. So there are over than 50 companies that are producing that, but they cannot offer this kind of feature in their cars. So that could be, so we're going to be living with them together.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your presentation. And I'm sorry for pronouncing your company name. Now I see it's Tunit. Right?
Thank you so much.
Great. Thanks for your presentation. So we're going to move on to our next presenter. Our next presenter is Nguyen. So Nguyen could come in and prepare to present your deck. Great.
Hi.
Hi, I see the screen. Great.
Are we good now?
Should we address you as PK?
Yes, my name is PK.
Okay, great. Thank you, PK. So whenever you're ready, the time will begin.
Okay. I'm a co-founder of Nguyen. I studied biology in Toronto, Canada, and now I'm here in Korea. And here to speak to you here today with the privilege about Nguyen, a medical device R&D company that utilizes the electrosurgical technology to treat various chronic diseases. In the past, the traditional sense of a medical device was mainly of manufacturing diagnostics and surgical equipment. With the progression of technological development, the industry focuses on treatment and more personalized intervention. The industry is estimated at $432 billion in 22 and is expected to grow to $650 billion in 2028. The increasing interest and financial investment gave a rise to companies like Galvan Bioelectronics and Novocure, with the opportunities to treat type 2 diabetes and cancer. And electroceuticals is a combination of electronics and pharmaceuticals. And instead of traditional sense of using chemical modalities, we use electricity to induce various biological functions. We electrically mimic our own body signals that various body parts communicate with to instruct our nerves to function better, our damaged tissues to heal faster, and also to inhibit uncontrolled cell replication. With this technology, we seek to overcome the limitations of current treatment options of having many unwanted side effects and low efficacy. We investigate potential applications in corneal and retinal diseases, as well as tinnitus, facial palsy, autism, and cancer. We started this project with a wearable personalized treatment device for corneal diseases, such as dry eye and eye pain. This was one of the easiest way to demonstrate that by electrically stimulating the damaged eye surface, we can expect faster healing with the actual nerve regeneration. We expanded the application to retinal diseases such as glaucoma and macular degeneration. From our pilot clinical trial being conducted in university hospitals in Korea, there is a prevention of nerve regeneration and promotion of nerve regeneration observed. Additionally, we also developed the trigeminal nerve stimulator to treat chronic migraine. The patients complain about the limitations of current treatment options, and the FDA-approved medical device can provide a better and alternative solution. Interestingly, the device modulates the autonomic nervous system. It can induce and maintain sleep that often ASD and ADHD patients complain about. This non-pharmaceutical treatment option can be a great relief to the parents of these patients with a neurological developmental disorder. Here we provide both sound therapy and electrical stimulation to efficiently retain retrain the brain that the abnormal sound actually does not exist. The device is scheduled for a pilot clinical trial this year. With the results of corneal nerve regeneration, we had a meaningful discussion with ENT specialists while developing the treatment device for tinnitus. We successfully allowed the proper healing and regeneration of damaged facial nerve and currently developing the clinical trial for patients with facial palsy. We are finally developing electrical field and current stimulation device in both implantable and wearable form. During the cell replication process, we disrupt the assembly of microtubules that play a key role in cell division. In addition, the integrity of cell structure also is selectively disrupted to have the current treatment method to work more efficiently. So Nuine is currently mining potential applications of this technology and scientifically validating its safety and efficacy with cellular investigation, animal studies, and clinical trials. Our R&D milestones are mostly in clinical phase now, with the release in the end of 2023. Our business strategy is in both direct sales and subscription model. The platform of electrocircles can provide a full range of prevention, treatment, and management of diseases. Our forecasted sales is as follows. We expect the growth of the market entries. We have 30 staffs with 21 R&D specialists. Here are key members of our company. Here are the institutions and companies we are working with. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, PK. Now let's go to the judges. We'll have 3 minutes for the jury members to ask questions.
So I'm quite impressed with the array of technologies and procurements that you're going to bring to the market. How far down on the road are you when it comes to completion of the core technologies that you apply into all these different areas?
Mainly everything except cancer are currently under the clinical phase. And first medical device for chronic migraine is already approved by the US FDA as well as the CEMDD. And it's marketable by the fourth quarter of this year. At the same time, for corneal diseases, next year, the third quarter, and the retinal diseases by the 2023.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry, I wanted to get some clarification. Is that FDA cleared or is that actually FDA approved? Is that okay or?
It's FDA medical device approved.
Okay, so it's not, you didn't do the full trials yet to get fully FDA cleared?
I think it's used simultaneously. It's clear. So it's medical device. It's recognized as a medical device and it's ready for the sales as well.
But you're going through the 510K shortcut, right? Because there's a similar device out there.
For which one?
No. So for your FDA approved, you're going through, is it the 510K?
Yes, it's 510K approved, yeah.
Okay, so then you haven't passed actually FDA trials, approved trials yourself. So I'm kind of curious why you've decided to go for such a large array instead of actually trying to get full FDA clearance for one specific application.
Okay, so for a number of all the indications are, except for the chronic migraine, we are conducting the clinical trials. And for the chronic migraine, it's the FDA approved by 510K, yes. And it's not necessary for the actual clinical trial to be conducted. It's approved and it's marketable. It's ready for the sale. So I'm not quite clear with the question, sorry.
So if you're only going through the 510K, that doesn't necessarily mean there's full efficacy that's proven already, and you're just going through the loophole based on existing similar devices that have also gone through the same 510K. So I'm wondering, why you
Not
haven't gone that route?
necessarily. I'm sorry. The actual indication clear for the 510K, it's already available clinically in the field, and it actually has the efficacy of prevention and treatment of chronic migraine, which is already investigated in the clinical trials several times. And also in Korea at the moment, we are doing a post-market surveillance with this particular indication. However, the purpose of this device and the development was that in fact, both the migraine and ADHD, it's targeting the modulation of stimulating the trigeminal nerves. So what we did was we started with the development of chronic migraine, but we are expanding the indication to ADHD and ASD. But the protocol is actually different, but the form factor is the same. So in fact, for the ADHD, we are and the ASD, we are conducting clinical trials for the in a separate manner.
Okay, so for those ones, you're seeking full clearance and not just
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
It's
Thank
totally different. And for instance, with the corneal diseases and the retinal diseases, we already conducted the pilot studies, and we are scheduled for the pivot one this year in the fourth quarter, and then the next one in the second half of 22 for the retinal diseases.
Thank you so much, PK. Thank you for your answers.
Thank you.
Jury members, please record your scores. As a reminder, it should be recorded throughout this process. So our next team coming up will be Team Small Ticket. So Small Ticket could put up their deck. We could move on to the next presentation.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We're just waiting for your deck to show up first.
Okay. Wait. 안 될까? 지금 네트워크. Okay.
Okay, great. I see your deck. I don't know if that's your first page though.
No.
So who's going to be presenting? Would it be Jake?
Yeah, it's going to be me, Jake.
Okay.
This is not the first slide. Can you guys just hold on for a second?
Sure.
It's freeze. Yeah, I think the screen is freezed. Yeah, this is the first screen.
Great. So Jake, whenever you're ready, you could just begin and the timing will begin at that point. Good luck.
Okay. Thanks. Hi guys, my name is Jake. The overseas business owner in Small Ticket. Let's start with our name. Why Small Ticket? Traditional insurance ticket is too big, we think, meaning that it's hard to find customized insurance product, and even the cost is quite high and sometimes very expensive for the customer. And even after the application, sometimes denied by the insurance companies. So what we can offer is we can resize the insurance ticket to the small ticket, meaning that we provide a community customized insurance product and we reward the benefit to the customer. And also we provide daily life engaging services to the customer. This is our business model. We focus on a niche and fast growing market based on our data analytics platform. One for the on-demand hourly charged mobility insurance for B2B market. Second, the pet healthcare reward platform for the B2C market. Let's go with the on-demand mobility insurance. We provide the insurance product to the Baemin. Baemin is the #1 food delivery service platform in Korea. Their revenue was 1.7 billion in 2020. But because of the coronavirus, even their revenue will be higher in this year. Then what was the problem before and how we resolved it? Previously, Baemin, the riders, they had to purchase the insurance product regardless of the driving hours and distance. How we transformed this situation? Now, the drivers in Baemin, they can purchase the insurance only for their driving hours. To do so, we developed the on-demand commercial hourly charged autobike insurance, and we calculate the insurance premium per second. And we operate the GPS-based monitoring solution. And now we are developing the policies for the personal mobility lineup, not only for the two-wheel motorbike, but also bicycle and scooter, etc. So in a nutshell, the benefit for this program is fair insurance premium pricing for the riders and the safety driving information by the driving monitoring solution. What about the Pet and Reward? In 2021, July, we launched the mobile app so-called Pepping. In our mobile service, we provide a healthcare service and social and community service, and even for the commerce platform. For this, to motivate the increasing the activities in a mobile app, we designed the reward scheme, which is aligned with the pet insurance program. So those activities, we eventually lower the claim ratio for the pet insurance, meaning that there will be more benefit to our customers. The reason why we are focusing on this pet mobile app is the Korean pet market is growing so fast. In 2014, the market size was 1.4 billion US dollars. In 2019, it's increased to 2.7 billion, and we estimate in 2024 it will be 4.4 billion US dollars. What is the value proposition for each entities in our ecosystem? For the insurer, first of all, why they are providing the micro-segmented product, they can develop the new business opportunities, and also they can reduce the loss ratio for their insurance product. What about for the mobility service provider? They can reduce the premium, and also they can protect the safety of their drivers. For the pet owner, they also can reduce the premium, and also they can increase and enjoy the well-lived and have healthy life for their pet. This is our key milestone. Since we founded in 2016, we launched we make an exclusive sales contract with Hanwha for the pet insurance. And 2019, July, we participated in the Sandbox program. And 2019, November, we launched the on-demand hourly insurance product for the Baemin. And 2021, we opened the Series A. We completed the phase 1 and open for the phase 2. Nowadays, we are expanding our business to the Asian market, where the mobility and pet insurance rapidly grows. Especially for the Hong Kong, we established a business entity in 2021, and we were preparing to kickstart the business in second half of this year, and also the Vietnam. Thanks.
Great. Thank you, Jake, for your presentation. Let's move on to the judges. And that was exactly like 4 minutes and 55 seconds, so good timing as well. Let's go into the judges.
Hi, Jake. Thank you so much for that. So you quickly ran through it, but then are you working with actually an insurance company right now? Who's underwriting the insurance policy?
As you mentioned, for the pet insurance, we are working with the Hanwha Insurance. Hanwha is a top class, number 3 general insurance company in Korea. And also for the mobility, we are working with a major insurance company already. Even before that, for the pricing perspective, we work with other reinsurance companies, including the Korean Re and also Munich Re and the Score.
And then with the risk pool, are there any like requirements on their front for the model to actually work out? Like, have you managed to get the volumes to actually kind of hit, I guess, some of the milestones they probably have? Right. So how to the key activities that we walk through with reinsurance companies and insurance companies, we had to gather the data because we don't know. Right? So we set up the assumption first, and we just monitor it for the specific period. And we found that, okay, let's start with this price for like for 3 months first, and then we monitor it, and we just revise, and we confirm the exact pricing at the end. Okay, so right now, what are the prices like, given the small volumes I assume you actually have? No, actually, for the mobility services, the transaction volume is quite a lot. In terms of the transaction, we handle like 100K transaction per month.
for the payment. The reason is because of coronavirus. There are a lot of order is coming on.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Great presentation, Jake. Just want to ask some of up and coming issues. So you obviously know there are lots of robot delivery companies out there. Where do you see your company positioned within the coming robot delivery market?
I think this is a beginning, but at the end, because even for the payment, they are preparing for the robot delivery services. So we want to have a long-term relationship with the payment altogether. So we are just, we already actually started to discuss about the POC program, because even for the robot delivery for payment, they will need some time to prepare within 3 to 5 years. But at the we want to discuss at the early stage so that we can gather the data with the POC and then we calculate it, because the insurance, the company, they are really conservative, you know that, right? So we need to get the data and we need to convince them and we need to set up the assumption, set up the assumption first and we verify and we confirm the pricing. So that's the way that we need to communicate with the reinsurance and also the service provider companies.
Thank you.
Hi, Jake. How can insurance companies cover multiple transportation vehicles?
Oh, sorry again, please.
How can the insurance companies cover various of transportation vehicles like motorbike and bicycle and or car? Okay.
It's a different pool. So like a motorbike, just bike, the scooter, right? So we just separate the pool first and we try to gather the data. And based on that, we can start with a two-wheel motorbike because we already have a data for the two-wheel motorbike. And based on this, we set up the assumption and we see the outcome. And then we confirm the price. Same approach. But of course, different reinsurance companies, they already have a different set of the data. So we need to combine together to make a better pricing.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much, Jake, for your presentation. Let's move on to our next presenter, Team Noling. One thing to note for the judges when we're waiting for Team Noling to put up their deck is that the last presenter, Steady Pie, will not be presenting, so you will not be judging that team. We're gonna have Team Nolan, and this is our last team for presentation today. Great. Okay. Your deck is up. You sound like you're ready.
Okay,
Whenever you're ready, you can just go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sabiel. I'm honored to welcome you to our Creative Healing Playground, Noling. So you may have heard South Korea has a high suicide rate among OECD countries. Let's hear some of the real voices around us. You may have heard of it at some point from your friends, family, or yourself. Unfortunately, some of these beautiful stories ended so shortly by suicide. And one of them was my story 10 years ago, suffering from depression and suicidal thoughts for years. And now, as a therapist, I'm sharing one of my clients' voice with you. She is also among us living an ordinary life just like us. Currently, 1 in 4 adults in Korea reports experiencing mental health issue once in their lifetime, and the number is exponentially growing due to COVID. But because of stigma and misunderstanding, only 22% ends up receiving proper care. In fact, the mental health care system in South Korea is heavily dependent on physicians and meds. No insurance actually covers counseling. What it does is people don't seek treatment until the disease heavily impairs their functioning and don't get to practice self-care in advance because no one really teaches them how to. When I was training as a therapist in Boston, I worked in multiple inpatient psych hospital and addiction treatment center, and we made sure patients learn skills and tools for self-care. So I couldn't help but wonder, why do we wait till people get sick? Prevention is always better than treatment. Noling was founded to solve this problem, and we aim to be a one-stop platform where users can search, plan, practice, and share their self-care journey. Noling offers creative and interactive social network services. By leveraging AR technology, users can create location-based posting about their self-care journey, and anybody with a camera can see the other's feed, their thoughts, and creative expression, exchanging inspiration and support in our virtual healing community. Also, we offer empirically supported self-care education. The self-care planner promotes a holistic approach to attend to one's physical, social, emotional, and spiritual health. We offer more than 200 activities to practice. Machine learning and big data enables the list to continue to grow, and AI personalize the user's self-care routine to create a balanced lifestyle. Last but not least, the healing library is where you can find local services with our unique searching algorithm that matches the right level of care for you. And our digital magazine features interviews with the master of self-care along with psychoeducational video. Our business model consists of B2C and B2B revenue models. Our unique go-to-market strategy includes a healing pop-up event that will be sponsored by corporate and government. We successfully ran an art therapy event last year and secured funding for another event, which actually starts this weekend. This event invites users in person and creates a visible healing culture in our society, and our sponsor will share Noling's healthy, vibrant brand identity together. Due to the pandemic, we also plan to pop up in multiple metaverse like Animal Crossing and Zepeto as public free mental health events. We'll first target 30 to 40 years single households who inquires about self-care the most in order to secure their productivity award and deal with their sense of loneliness. We are looking at 10 million total addressable market in South Korea and plans to go global in 3 years, starting with North America. Because we are a social network service with a prevention approach, we expect a bigger market size than any other mental health app. Noling promises an accessible and effective tools for our users by offering low price with high therapeutic effectiveness. Since 2020, Noling has been receiving support from South Korea and Europe and acquired pre-seed funding and expect its first launch in September. Within 3 years, we project to acquire a total of 300,000 users and begin a freemium model. I first-handedly experienced barriers in mental health care system 10 years ago. And now as a therapist, I see people whose income does not support a $100 counseling service every week. Fortunately, I have an amazing team to move these mountains with. My partner, Johe, is a Harvard grad product designer. She is an inclusive designer who has created a communication app for people with speech impairment before. We also have the Master of Communication, PR Director Kang Mi, who has more than 20 experience in advertisement. She'll make sure Noling is accessible and approachable for everyone. So this is my final words for you. And Noling, you can play, create, and finally heal together. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for your presentation. That was great. Judges, let's go to some Q&A.
Thank you, Seba, for a great presentation. Could you just go over how the actual prevention process works within your service? We sort of explained some of the functions, but if you could sort of give us a detail on how it actually works, that would be great.
I'm sorry, I think you were breaking a little bit for me to understand it. Could you repeat it?
Yeah, sure. So could you explain us in detail how it actually prevents people to sort of get get into a soothing mind or mood?
Gotcha. So our self-care planner actually encourages people to engage in self-care routine, like going to park, getting into social engagement, or have a spiritual kind of activity and so forth. Also, our healing library has this search algorithm that matches local business services, like a little leisure activity or like art studio that you can go on the weekend. So we are going to connect users with the local services by applying the algorithm. So if you're impaired enough, we're going to send them to hospital and counseling offices or the psychiatrist. But if you're not impaired enough, you're just going through some mild stressful time, then we're gonna like encourage them to go to like leisure activities, like the things that I just listed, if that makes any sense to you.
Okay, thank you.
I think the space that you're in is actually really interesting. I'm kind of curious, how does your business model differ from some of your competitors like Super Better or some of the American services? And then is it really focused on that O2O side in terms of monetization, and that's the differentiator?
So by our competitive analysis, we were looking at Fabulous, which is self-care kind of education ed, like kind of building healthy routines. And they are focused on just building a healthy habits. And on the other hand, there's a calm and headspace. They're like encouraging meditation activity. And our conclusion is there just one function, like they are focusing only one function. And our plan is to build such a comprehensive one-stop healing platform where you can practice such meditations and habit like routine building, but also will give them more education. And we like on top of that, we have a social network service where you can actually brag about your self-care. There's no such space for that. And most of the other like mental health related app service has this like platform where you can share your story, but it's not regulated. So it's like, to be honest, it's quite depressing. So our social network service encourage people to brag about their self-care, how they are getting better and how they're working on themselves. That's why we can build this self-care kind of community.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your present. Okay, if you have a question.
Sorry. How can you create all the content for your service?
So I'm an art therapist. So we're first making a sample in a house, but we are going to find it like studios to make the very visually oriented psychoeducational content. We have samples and the kind of approach we are taking, how to like talk to the public, that's me mostly, but we are going to build a nice like healing team to really come up with the materials. So it's in-house.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for your presentation. That was great. So I just want to let everybody know the next steps. So the next steps, the judges will actually be the jury members will actually proceed to a breakout room for the final deliberation. It will be about 5 minutes or so. And during that period of time, we're going to actually be playing a video so you can understand about EWC more and the journey that you guys have taken. Once again, congratulations to everybody joining today because you are the best of South Korea. And thank you for being the finalists of the South Korean National Finals. So right now we request that all startups stay to the end of the event to hear the results. So if we could put ourselves in the breakout room, judges, we'll go to the breakout room with myself. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? Everybody did such a wonderful presentation, and I could see why you guys are the finalists for South Korea. What we're going to be doing is that we made the deliberation and we had picked certain winners. What we're going to be doing is we're going to wait until we complete our slide deck to properly present. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to talk to everyone here. How did everybody feel? I think everybody presented really well. Anybody just want to start a conversation while we're waiting? It'll be really fun to find out more about you guys. Judges, thank you as well. All right, so I'm just going to proceed then. So as we had 10 potential startups, we're going to actually we have 10 potential startups. Competition this year has been especially keen, all great in their aspects, serving different groups, industries, and becoming market leaders. We really appreciate the level of commitment and effort you have put into this competition. We hope that this Entrepreneurship World Cup will take your startup to the next level. Nevertheless, if you do not win this competition, that's not the end of your journey. Please continue doing your best for your startup to serve your customers and bring value to society. Now, I would like to announce the runner-ups. The three companies will be representing South Korea and Saudi Arabia at the end of this year. So basically what we're going to do is this is the second runner-up. So prepare, guys. This is it. Second runner-up. And the second runner-up is TuneIt. So TuneIt, you're the second runner-up. I think we should all give TuneIt a round of applause. TuneIt, congratulations on your second prize runner-up spot. So for the first runner-up in the South Korean EWC Cup is Tudak. So Tudak, congratulations, a round of applause again. You're the first runner-up in the South Korean EWC finals, national finals. So congratulations, guys. So I think this is it. You guys have been waiting for this. We had one team that could win, and this is a team that was chosen by the judges, our esteemed jury members. Let's present the grand prize winner of South Korea. And it's Reharvest. So congratulations, Team Reharvest. You have won the EWC Entrepreneurship World Cup South Korea National Finals. Congratulations for this. So for all the winners here, we should all congratulate everybody. Everybody who presented today is a winner. What we're going to be doing is we're going to recognize that the top three finalists going in to the global finals will be contacted directly by EWC. We guarantee at least 2 of the 3 teams will represent, if not all 3 at the global finals. EWC will go in and contact you directly. So thank you again for your participation and congratulate everybody for being the top 10 South Korean EWC finalists. Would any representative from TGELF would like to say anything before we go?
No, absolutely. Thank you so much, James. It's honestly been a really high quality event. And yet again, I want to congratulate all the startups for having made it henceforth this far. Yet again, this is the best sort of South Korea. And it's really a big, we went through a whole bunch of startups to get here. And it's a magnificent feat for you to be over here. I want to thank you guys for going ahead with your ideas and really trying to formulate them and make them into reality to solve the problems of today. It was really wonderful to watch, and honestly, it always is a really great learning experience for every one of us over here for each one of you in the innovative solutions you're bringing to the various problems of the world. And of course, the judges, congratulations yet again to Reharvest and the other winners. They did a fantastic job. The judges sort of very collectively believed that you were the winner. And thank you, judges, for joining us. And lastly, but definitely not the least, thank you again, Jumpstart. It's been a real pleasure working with you, and this has been a great event and extremely high quality. And best of luck to everyone, and hope you have a great day.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you again to the jury members, and thank you to TGLF, and thank you to all these amazing 10 teams from South Korea. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. And congratulations to the winners.